You became an umpire while you were still in the early phase of your law career. What was the process of getting there? I'll just follow up with that. And then you served as an assistant secretary of the Kenya Cricket Association. What were the times then, and what marks did the board leave in the sport?
Well, in fact, when I was a pupil in '88 that I started doing my umpiring. I started going for my umpiring, not even when I became an advocate.
So it was before that?
Yes, when I was a pupil. So
and you were an official umpire at that point in time?
I finished my umpiring, and I think when I graduated is the same time that as an advocate of the High Court, I became umpire in Kenya as well. So that's how it sort of went together. I had to go
first female umpire in Kenya?
In East and Central Africa then.
Okay. Interesting.
So you go through your classes. I couldn't drive, to be precise, I didn't have a car. And there was no way my dad was going to let me go out at night on my own. So my poor dad used to be dragged every evening when I had to go for my classes, drive me to wherever we were going for the classes, hang around for about 2 hours. I have no clue what he did for 2 hours. He must have done something, and pick me up and bring me back home. And that went on for, I think, about 6 months, if I'm not wrong. It was a long time ago. And thereafter you had to go through, you became an associate umpire once you completed your umpiring, you completed your written exams, and then you had to go for the oral thing on the ground itself, the practical. So you had to do 10 matches before you became recognized as a proper umpire, a full umpire.
Can we get back to those glory days?
What do you mean glory days?
When Kenya cricket was at a high, we were participating at international level, part of major international tournaments. We're not even qualifying for the international tournaments.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. Those glory days were glory days. If you look at the squad from around 19, and I am not taking away anything from the players and everybody who was there. Don't get me wrong on that. If you look at it from 1990 to 2003, we had almost the same players. There was maybe a few changes, like Tariq Iqbal was out, Edward Odumbe got out, Rajab Ali got out in 1996. But then you had your Steve Tikolos, your Maurice Odumbes, you had all those players who were there. And they went on right up till 2003. So there was that consistency, yes. There was a lot of international exposure. But remember one thing, other teams are coming up. You look at Afghanistan coming up. Who had even heard of Afghanistan then? You've got Nepal coming up. And that subcontinent, one thing I would ask anybody, please tell me, how can we create that culture of cricket that is there in the subcontinent? I mean, it's just passion. They say, it's cricket and then God.
Hope is there, inshallah.